Hey, welcome to Social Media Hangout Time. I'm Janet Johnson, here today with Lisa Celine.
Hi, everybody.
We're excited today to talk to you about the subject of Google Plus. This is our 30th show. Yay!
Yay, celebrate. That's a huge feat. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you do to us. Yeah,
Yeah,
we've had some great guests in these 30 shows. We've had a lot of fun and met incredible talent and people and learned. That's the thing. We're here to teach others, but
right.
we learn as we go too. Because you can never. I always look at everything as, take if you can even get one tidbit out of your time for learning, and it can change your life. If you look at it that way. So.
Well, and technology is always has its little ups and downs, and so you learn how to deal with challenges as you have them face you. On Google. And it's a perfect segue because we're going to talk about Google Plus. We're using this tool for many different reasons, and it was kind of fun. We were both stumbling over our own feet when we signed on to
Yeah.
Google Plus, and then when we had to introduce Kimmy, the social media puppet, I thought, oh my lord, how is this going to work? But it does. We just have fun with it. So it's a
We
great
have,
tool.
yeah. I love Google Plus, and there's reasons why, and we'll kind of talk about that today. But it has been challenging, and it has been. Sometimes it's worked, and sometimes it hasn't. There's been changes along the way, and it's been fun. And you know what? You got to look at challenges as something that's just going to make you grow and become better.
Yeah.
So.
Opportunities.
Mhm.
So that leads into my first question, Janet. I'm going to ask you, what makes technology hold people back from actually wanting to do? They might have these dreams or they might have a goal to do something, but then technology pops up and they have this fear. So, can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I could talk all day about that. Well, the thing is, let's just use Google Plus Hangouts as the example. Hangouts on Air is what they're
Right.
called. So the Hangouts on Air are scary at first. People don't even know where to go necessarily to log in and start one, let alone how to ask a guest to come on, how to do all these different steps, how to, remember my mouth didn't even move the right way. It was like
Right.
over a minute delay, and we couldn't figure out why. So I asked some Google Plus friends who were on air, and then we figured it out. We just had to turn down something on the settings. But stuff like that might make people quit, and then
Yeah.
they won't ever use the technology that's really necessary for their business. We were just
Right.
talking about lead pages, and that's a little
Yeah.
off subject, but lead pages is a great tool, but there's a lot to learn there. And so what a lot of people will do is, instead of learning it and taking hold of it, they'll run the other direction.
Or
And
they
so,
do part of the learning, so they don't embrace the technology to its full benefit. And I know oftentimes, as we learn, I'm guilty of this too. You
mhm.
get that shiny penny syndrome. You're like, oh, that has new buttons and that has new lights, and I'm going to try it. And then all of a sudden you get to a certain point and you don't even really get to experience the full benefit of it. So I just really encourage people to do the best to get technologies. People don't leverage the help section enough, so they give up.
Mhm.
The help section within the technology features themselves.
And a lot of
But
video tutorials that are excellent too. And so it's
yeah,
just taking the time, and that's one of the things. I'm 100% guilty of not reading directions. I always get yelled at for not, if you get the new little, I don't know, the iPhone or whatever it may be, I skip right to it. I just figure it out, if I read the directions, if I absolutely have to, and it's been something that I've done probably my whole entire life. You look at the math sheet.
hmm
At the very top, there's that little box of instructions. Oh, I skip it and just start working. So it's something where you maybe have to back up, breathe a little bit. And then the other thing is, don't be afraid to ask for help, and
right,
because that's what I had to do when we were running into different glitches and issues. I asked other people, and people are so willing to help out. So that's number one. And B, don't be afraid to spend money to get the experts to help you either. That would be
Right.
my
And that
suggestion.
gives you the shortcut, really. The
Hmm.
shortcut is spending money on those people that have already gone through what you're going through.
Hmm.
When we talk about that technology piece and instructions, I used to have a mug that my mom gave me, and it said, "When all else fails, read the instructions." It's like, dang it!
It's kind of like the guys
That's
that
kind
won't
of
stop
fun.
for directions, at the same
When
time.
all else fails, read the instructions. I know, that's funny.
Exactly, and they're
But
there. They are usually there. You're right.
so, Janet, what makes Google Plus different than any of the other platforms?
I will say it's easier to connect with people. There's less people there, yes. Uh, and now it's growing. It's growing. It's actually the active users there is actually growing, but it's it's really really simple to be able to connect with people. I guess that I have made probably the best connections in all my social media platforms with Google Plus. So if that
Oh,
says
wow,
anything,
that's great.
love it. I just feel like it's people that are on the same page as me. I'm not getting a news feed that's full of a bunch of junk. I mean, the news feed's gotten so messy, and so, it's more about your friends with Facebook. And so when you go to Google Plus, I know I'm going to learn about my type of business, and you can follow specific circles, and it's much more organized because it was organized from the beginning, which Facebook wasn't. And I'm just comparing
So
to one
you can
platform.
you can organize your business spheres by putting people in specific circles, correct?
You got it.
So,
Hmm.
how did the circles work then? Because I hear that all the time, and I have circles of friends too. But how can a traditional business owner like Kimmy, the salon owner,
Hmm.
how could she use Google Plus, and what would a circle mean to her? How would that look?
It depends on how she wants to categorize the people that she wants to circle. Let's say she wants to circle any companies. This can be businesses or people that she follows that she can learn about hair and the latest beauty trends from. So that would be one
Oh,
circle.
sure.
So that's just people she wants to follow to learn from. Then she could create another circle that possibly had people that she wants to connect to that could be potential customers. So she could narrow that down by local. So
Okay.
looking locally. So there's that's just a couple of ways, lightly, touching on it that can work. So I have multiple circles, obviously, but small businesses can do anything. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I do too. I have circles because I have different networking groups that I'm in. So, I've got BNI and I've got a chamber but what does it mean to have those people in the circle? So when I create content, can I publish only to that group of people
Hmm.
so that not
Yes.
everybody in the world has to see it? So it helps you stay
Yeah.
organized.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, on top of that, if you have that specific circle, and you can change out, let's say, call it the news feed to
Right.
watch those particular circles too. So
Okay.
if you only want to see the stuff from a particular circle, you can narrow it down by that, and you can also just post to that specific audience. Like I built a one just Minneapolis based. So I found all the contacts that I had in Minneapolis, and I actually took a lot of
Yeah.
them. I even went into my LinkedIn account and
Yeah.
saw, okay, who's in Minneapolis, and I'm going to add them on my Google Plus. Now I have that group of contacts, and if you build out that group of contacts and they know you're doing it, you want to do this the proper way, there is a little check mark box. Don't be spammy, don't be doing it the wrong way, but you can check mark the box and an email can be sent to that group of people too. So it's kind of
Sure.
in a way it's like building an email list if you do it the right way and you want to, build it up properly, asking people for permission.
Sure. And if you have an event, a local event, and you've got a nice circle, you can
Mm-hmm.
send out your event invitation to just those people and not have to worry about the global friends that we have.
Exactly. Exactly.
Good
Why do
idea.
they need to see it? Yep.
So what kind of businesses should be on Google Plus?
Mhm. What do you think?
Is it only for, let me ask this, reframe that question. Is it only for people that are technology savvy? I mean, why would,
Uh,
if I have an insurance agent, we'll use a property casualty insurance agent. You know, would that be a good fit for them if they're so used to networking outside the office?
yes.
I'll put
And
you on the
here's
spot.
no, I have no problem with it.
Okay.
Here's the deal. If a business cares about, feels that Google will have an effect on their business, then they should be looking at Google Plus and actually integrating their world into Google Plus. I don't know what the future of Google Plus is. There's all these rumors out there and that kind of thing. But for right now, it's all interconnected. I don't know how many people have a Gmail account, but I'd say it's over 50% of the population. I'm just throwing out a number, but so many people have a Google Gmail account already. They're automatically on Google Plus whether they know it or not. So they should probably go in there and put a picture and add some information so that they're looking, they need to represent themselves right. So that's the first step.
I saw that today actually at a BNI group that I was in. One of the guys came up to me with his smartphone. He goes, "Oh my gosh, I have 3 contact people. Your picture's 3 different places here in my contacts." Well, it boils down to Google Plus because I had 3 different email addresses. And so even though I
Uh-huh.
use one for public, it still does pull in some of that information.
It
So
does. It
it,
does.
it's like, oh my goodness. So yeah, you definitely,
I've helped some people clean theirs up. I have one account that I don't use, so I just put a blank.
yeah,
I put a blank over it, like there's no picture, at all, so they can kind of,
yeah, yeah.
because it does
That's
pull
what I've
every
done too.
Gmail.
So
Because it's confusing otherwise.
it
People
is kind of,
circle the wrong person. Yeah. So I'd say everyone and everybody needs to look at what their profile looks like or their business page looks like, because I know we were going to talk about
yes.
Google Plus versus Google Places, but we're kind of getting into that area, so let's just
Yeah.
go ahead and talk about that. Uh,
Okay.
Years
Okay.
ago, we all set up the Google Places, which actually originally was Google Maps, correct? It was Maps, then it moved to, they called it Places, now it's Google Plus Local. Make up their mind, sorry.
Yeah. Seriously, because it's hard to explain to a client what the differences are.
So let's break it down. Google Maps is Google Places. You set that up in a area Google Places, and Google Places is now linked to Google Plus Local, which is your Google Plus page. Now, if it's not linked up to the right place, which I just was helping somebody figure out theirs, because I said, you have 2 Gmails and you have 2 Google Plus local pages. But the one on Google Places was not linked up to the one on Google Plus pages. So it looked awful. Yeah, isn't that confusing? So if you need help, I've helped a lot of people with this, but it's just not something, it's not a fun job to delve into, but I know we can figure it out, but it's something you need to look at. I wonder how many businesses out there don't have a clue about this. A lot.
Oh, I'm sure,
Oh, I lost you for a second, Lisa. You there?
because they search. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead and repeat it again, because you were black for a second.
Oh, I was. Well, I don't think I'm black. I can see myself.
The screen went black.
Yes, I know. I got it. I had a blackout, right? I should have had the snowstorm go through or something. No, I was saying that a lot of times people don't even know because they are found whenever they're searched, and sometimes it's not the same apps that they're looking at. It's not the same Google Places or Google Local that they're looking at. So they'll call and say, "Oh my gosh, I had a picture up there. Where did it go?" Well, it's
Yeah,
totally a different account.
exactly,
Or
exactly. Mhm.
One of the clients I was working with had a former employee who set everything up but didn't tell them. And so they were all progressive and went to set up all their stuff. And here they had multiple accounts because, and then to try and get that to transfer when their employee left, that was kind of a challenge. It took a while, but we did it. But
Yeah, it's
nonetheless,
cleaning up isn't fun. Yeah, it's you know the one. Let me tell people exactly how to
yeah,
find this too.
okay,
If you go to Google Plus, just go to Google your business. Find that map, the places listing. It will pop up at the top. If you put in the name of your business with the city, then it will show up. And then you'll see right under that listing, it will say Google Plus page inside the Google Places listing on the front page of Google. And you click on that, it will take you to the Google Plus local page that is linked to your places. Then you'll know if it's set up right. That's the way to do it. And Lisa froze again, but I think you can hear me.
Janet, I can. I'm fine, and I'm looking at myself. That's
That's okay. I was talking at least, so I'm like, wait, she's not responding.
no, I'm
So
here. I didn't go anywhere. I don't see that on my side.
I guess not. Well, I just want to make sure that you know, yeah, it was happening,
Oh,
but
sure.
that's okay. So that explained the whole thing, and then you would ask something else. You said versus
Yeah, I
a
wanted to
profile.
know. Well, no, I think we talked enough about that. I said if you need help cleaning it up, just call you. It's probably easier to have you fix it than it is to try
Yeah.
and figure it all out on your own. But Google Plus too, like we're using it right now because we can record video. So can you record video just independently? So if I have an FAQ or a question that I want to answer to somebody, can I just record the video myself and have it posted to YouTube?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that would be terrific for an office. If you've got staff in the office and you need to create video, have them log on to Google Plus and link it up to the YouTube account and create content on the fly, basically.
Yes, that's one way you can use it. You can use it chatting with other people. You can use it where you bring people in. It's up to 10 people, but then you can have a whole entire audience, unlimited amount of people. And so this is what's called the Hangouts on Air, though. So we want to make sure we're
Okay.
being specific. Hangouts on Air are linked to the YouTube channel. And
Okay.
so it has to be linked to the YouTube channel that is the same Gmail account. So once again, everything's linked, and if you have the wrong ones linked, it can be a mess to figure. Exactly. So we set up one specifically for social media hangout time, and then that's linked to our social media hangout time. But I also have one linked to my personal profile, and so I'll do exactly what you were saying, where I'll just create a couple videos here and there, and then they get sent right to YouTube. And if you don't want them to be live immediately, you can set up the default, which is a whole bunch of steps, but you can set up the default on YouTube to have it unlisted until you approve it. So you could even download it, edit it, change it out, add an intro, whatever you want to do, and upload it back into it. But the power of Google Plus Hangouts is big. Ronnie Binzer today just posted that somebody was showing documentation that the Hangouts are indexing on the front page of Google. And they are more likely to index on the front page of Google from YouTube than a regular YouTube video, just uploaded YouTube. So that's
the Hangouts are?
The Hangouts
That's
are.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So it pays to play.
Yeah, so it pays to learn these Hangouts, just test it out and have fun with it. And maybe at some point, Lisa and I will just hop on and say, hey, come on and join us, ask some questions, let's have some fun. And, it would just be beneficial to everybody and, no pressure type thing. So I think you just got to try it. Lisa and I think we did 5 Hangouts alone before we even launched our show, just because we wanted to make sure we knew what we were doing.
And then sometimes we didn't even know it was live, and then it would play, and we were joking back and forth and trying to fix a technical glitch. So what the heck?
There's public and private, and so that's another point we could bring up. You can
Okay.
post it as public, so when you're starting this Hangout, it will say underneath the Hangout public, and if you want this to be private, you need to X out of that, X that off, and then what you want to do is to literally put in the name of the person. So I always put you in when we're doing the show together.
Right.
So put in the name of the person that you want it to show up to. So if you don't X out that public, who knows who's going to show up on it? We had somebody watching when we were just testing too. So
Well, we're good at bloopers.
exactly.
That's fun. Having fun with it.
Yeah, yeah. So Hangout's a great
Cool.
tool, and people just try it, learn it. Do some videos on your own and test
How
it out.
about using a cell phone? Because I know sometimes I actually have used a Hangout on my cell phone before. And
I haven't. I know you can. Well, no, I actually have, but the quality is just lower. So,
yeah,
if you're going to chat with somebody, like if you and I were just going to talk and, you're driving down the road, but I think for a professional looking video, you can't add the bottom third and that kind of thing. So, I guess I'd suggest the option of it, but.
so the bottom third, let's talk a little bit about that because that is such a key element of using those Hangouts. It gives you some advertising space. And the lower third that we have right now, that's a custom design. But the standard lower third that Google gives us in the Hangout toolbox, you can change colors, add your own logo, do some things like that. Add a tagline. I think Janet's going to switch it
I'm
out.
just
Yeah, there's
messing
tools.
around with it. So,
There's
I
some
could throw in a
just
logo.
presets.
That's the image directly from the Google Plus page. So if you don't put one in, yep. So we do the custom one, yep.
So it's an opportunity to tell when you're recording these videos, if somebody shares it, that you've got your information on that video. You can do it right as you record. So I think that's a real benefit that a lot of people miss. I see Hangouts all the time and they're not using that tool, and I think that's one little thing that people can learn, and if they use it, it's
well, let's walk through it really quick. So when
Okay.
you're inside the Hangout, you're going to look at the left-hand side of your screen, and there's a whole bunch of icons on the left-hand side. The very bottom one is 3 tiny little dots. So you click on that, and then you go to Add Apps. And this is a Chrome app, so you want to be in Google Chrome. So once you hit Add Apps, then you'll find one that's called Hangout Toolbox. And it takes, like, literally, we've showed so many people this, it took them like 5-10 seconds to download this. Then it's going to appear in the upper right-hand side. You're going to open up the Hangout Toolbox. Now you're going to have a little thing on the left-hand side that looks like a toolbox. It has like a, I'm not good with what tool names are, wrench, I think.
Yeah, usually there's a wrench in the toolbox.
My husband's in construction, but I don't know tools. Anyway.
It's the thing with the hammerhead on it, that's a tool.
That's good.
Too funny.
Well, now you know. I know computer tools, not the real tools. So
I'm
then,
not going to build a house, thank goodness.
No. So then in the upper right, you will see a little shape of a head with a circle around it. If you click on that, it will open up your lower third. And then there's where you can put in your name, your tagline, turn it on and off. So you need to turn it, put everything in, load your logo, load the color, load everything in there, and then turn it on to see what it looks like. But you can always turn it off and edit it too. So that's it. That's it. Those are the steps to set up the bottom third. And then if you want it custom, you can have somebody create one, and then that just has to be uploaded. Similar thing.
So Janet, if somebody wants to get started on Google Plus, what would you recommend? What's the first thing? What could they do in the next 24 hours, since we always end with that? What can they do in the next 24 hours that could get them started on Google Plus?
Well, I would take an existing Gmail account if they have one, because why set up a brand new one? So make sure that they have you know, use the Gmail you already have, or else you need to start all the way from scratch with Gmail. And Gmail will pull you right into Google Plus anyway. So set up that profile. And this is, now it depends on how you want to use this, but once you've set up that profile, you can find add a page and you can set up a page for your business. But let's just start with the profile.
Right.
And what you want to do is fill it out fully. One thing about Google Plus, it's as strong as LinkedIn for how much space it has to put your bio information. And that could be a whole nother show on what to do in your Google profile.
Sure.
But make sure you put your links to where people can find you, phone number if you want it in there, put all the information about what you do, who you are, and number one thing, picture.
Yeah.
I don't like blue heads. Yeah, blue heads we don't like to.
Blue heads.
That's what they're called.
Oh,
so blue heads are, that's somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. So put a good headshot picture in there, and then create a couple circles, start circling, and start connecting with people that you know. That would be easy to do simply within 24 hours.
Yeah, well, good shot. So we've covered a lot of information here, and you know, we could just do a whole training course just on Google Plus.
Which we might sometime.
You know, yeah, definitely. I know you have a Google Plus workshop coming up in Minneapolis. Did you want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, actually, we are not doing the workshop now because it's I have multiple people that I'm actually going to do it as a consulting now. So we went through it, and there was just too many schedule conflicts. So I decided to turn it into specific consulting. But what we're going to be doing in the future is creating this into a workshop. And I would like to move this workshop to more of an online, you know, maybe local / online workshop. So that's the near future thing. But anytime you need help with this, I'm definitely here for people. And Lisa froze again. She doesn't know it, but oh, there. I think you're back. Yep. Go ahead, Lisa. Do you want to go ahead and finish up the show then?
Yeah, definitely. So we appreciate your show. This is, or for attending with us. This is socialmediahangout.time.com, show number 30. So you can go to social media, download the transcription. And we always love it when people share the love. So you can help spread the word by going to socialmediahangout.time.com /love and leave a feedback on our iTunes channel. We appreciate it. We appreciate you. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next.
Thanks a lot.